Bree, how does this feel?
This feels amazing. This is the biggest win of my career so far, I think. My first 5-star win. I've knocked on the door a couple times with some second places, but it feels great to nail one down. And thank you to Conor for that little smidgen over the tunnel.
You're welcome.
On that last
He's such a generous guy.
Not really.
How about that last jump? The horse really smacked that. Were you kind of going, okay, I don't hear it, or?
Well, everyone gasped like it came down. Like I think they thought it was coming down, and then it somehow stayed up. So it was like this. Oh! I was even scared to look back.
I noticed you were focused on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I had my eyes peeled. Like.
How much did last night, just from the mental psyche aspect, that you kind of broke that number two, and then bingo, you won last night, and does that just kind of put you psychologically in a whole different place coming into an event like this?
Yeah, it definitely didn't hurt. Again, last night it was sort of kind of like today. There was a jump off, but the two of us were on greener horses. It wasn't like a blazing win. We just got to canter around and be the only double clear. But it definitely put in my mind that, okay, you have a chance to win one of these.
Were you watching for Conor's run?
Yes, I was. I came up and watched. Conor and I go back. Conor used to train me at Heritage Farm when I was a kid.
Yeah, taught her all the good stuff. All the basics, you know.
Now he's wishing we hadn't.
No,
Well, Conor, what was, you had that one time fall.
yeah.
Like, it sucks. Sorry. And what were you thinking when you came up that last jump?
So I was happy that the horse would jump very well. I think where I lost it, actually, to be honest, he jumped down through the combination pretty poorly, and I needed just to regroup a little bit. So I think I lost it just a little wide back to the Atco Oxer there before the last line. I just needed to just set him back on his hocks a little bit. So I think that's where I lost it, and then he finished off beautifully again. But I'm happy. My horse hasn't got the experience of the two guys either side of me. I'm really pleased that he's in this company and he continues to be there. He's been great for the whole tournament here. It's nice that I have a good owner in Sue Greens that lets me be able to compete at this level as well with these horses. So I'm happy to be here. I think his time will come, and so will mine. So there's going to be another day.
And in a circuit like this where it has been pretty successful for you on all of your races, do you reassess your goals at all? Like, what's next for this horse?
Yeah, well, exactly. This is all relatively new for him, also me. I've had fleeting times where I've jumped at the higher level, but normally my horses get sold. But it's nice to be able to, continue to compete at this level with the same horses. So certainly the goal for my horse this year now, hopefully he's going to be on the Aga Khan team for Dublin, and then possibly the Europeans after that, and then back here again, so he has a big few months ahead of him.
And you guys have a bit of a history, right?
Yeah, we have a good relationship. I had him before and sold him to Sue, and then there was an intermediate rider, and then I got him back, and so there were, like you say, there was a relationship there, and I think that's kind of really helped me get to this level with him.
Bree, can you talk a little bit about the last third or the last line to 9K? In the first round, that seemed to be where a lot of people ran into problems. The bike jump, obviously, is an emphasis on number, but for you, what was kind of your strategy going into those lines?
Well, again, Anthony's always been my favorite course designer. Everything's always very natural, but also technical. And I think that there wasn't a lot of breathing room. It definitely got harder as it progressed. Maybe the beginning of the course was a nice warm-up, and then it started to get a little harder with the Liverpool combination. The water away from the ingate caught a few people, and that distance was quite difficult to the triple combination. It wasn't big, but it was set very strategically. And I did the ad for my horse. She jumped beautifully. Then maybe those two jumps seemed like they were a place to cool off, but you you sort of started to check your time and rush, and I had a good rub there actually in the first round as well at the British flag jump. And then maybe turning towards home, you look at the scoreboard, you're a little worried about time. People got quite flat to that triple bar, trying to bend that line with the bike. The bike, of course, is always difficult no matter where it's set. And it really depended how your horse jumped the bike and how the last 5 rode. If you really had to fight for the 7 to the bicycle, then your last 5 could get long, which I think surprised a few people. My horse came back really well after the water and really well down the last line, so it all kind of rode as I expected.
How are you going to celebrate with this win?
Well, we have the Riders' Dinner tonight, so I'm gonna go put my party dress on and go to the Riders' Dinner, and it's my birthday in a couple days, so yeah, I'm kind of an old lady at 18. I don't go out that much, but maybe I'll make an exception for this week.
Does she know when she's won?
Oh yeah, Solana's smarter than 90% of humans I've ever met.
Beezie, I want to ask you about the line that Reed was just talking about. Simon was huge over the triple bar. Did that present problems for the bike, or was it just one of those things that happens?
I think maybe a little bit, but it was really my fault for not getting him back enough after that. I got a little too close to the bike and he was still pulling me too much there, so it was really my fault. I could have 7 strides, I had plenty of room, just didn't get it done.
How did he feel coming from round 1 to round 2?
He felt great. You know, I really didn't need to jump much before the second round. He jumped, I thought, fantastic first round and did the same in the second round, so I was really happy with him.
When you drew it up this morning, Anthony, is this how you, despite the people here, did you think you'd have a jump off, or there'd just be one double win?
I thought I'd have a jump off. I thought we could have a jump off with 2 or 3 horses, is what I would have been expecting, and it almost unfolded that way, but I'm very happy with the way the class ultimately did unfold, and thought everyone here did a great job, and many riders had good experiences today, so I'm very pleased with the way the class went, the competition went.
These 2-round Grand Prix are very interesting, the way the moving happens in this. Like if you look at the 3 behind you, they were the 4 faults that just carried forward, and there was a lot of interesting unfoldings with the group between you. Is that your experience overall when you're designing these courses? Do you know there's going to be a lot of changes?
Well, I think that the changes can sometimes result from the pressure. The riders who have had 4 faults sometimes from the first round do have a little bit less to lose in entering the second round, in the sense that they're not feeling that, oh my goodness, I have a rail down, I've lost my chance to win. They're trying to gain ground. So that's a little bit of a less pressure situation than a rider who is clear and needs to produce that other clear in order to get either to the jump off or ultimately win. So it's a little different mindset, I think. And I think that causes a little bit of a shake-up sometimes in the scores.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about the 2-round format? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, you can't do it every week, but for a big competition like this, I think it's excellent.
I was gonna say, I think it takes a lot of jumping, so you can't do it all the time, but it makes for like a very important feeling class, and I was happy with how it unfolded. I thought at the Masters, I did the Nations Cup the very day before, and the first round, both the Nation Cup was difficult, and the first round was extremely difficult, and I started to feel like I was losing energy by the last round. So it was nice today that you could kind of take the whole week to prepare your horse for this class and have plenty of energy for the 2 rounds.
You're looking at an answer for me. Yeah, I suppose it depends what you're riding, doesn't it? I mean, if you rode very well in the first round and you were fortunate enough to go clear, and you didn't think you were going to go clear the next time, it's not so good. But I think Anthony nailed it on the head there. Basically, if you've won down, you have nothing to lose. Whereas if you have a clear, you're trying to protect that. So it makes it very interesting for everyone. I think there's different mindsets, and no, I enjoy it as well. I do enjoy it, yeah.
I like the format where the time from the first round counts for the placings better than time from the second round, because then it really, 4 faulters really have an advantage in the second round. They just go like a jump off.
Yeah.
And
Well, and you notice today with veterans like Leslie and Eric, they have an early rail and then they just
Yeah.
kick it up a notch because they know how vital it is.